Hello, my name's Jack Mills, and I'm a sound designer. I've worked on projects such as Guitar Hero, The Division 2, South Park, Atomega, and a few others. This video is the first part of a Rebuild and Redesign series, and today I'll be covering Reaper Setup. Okay, so I've identified 5 main topics here to get us set up: window sets, project templates, shortcuts, FX chains, and plugin presets. I will say though that it's worth considering our intention. There's no real point in putting in this time if you don't actually use any of those things. Ask yourself what you want and why you're doing these things, and it will help you come to the best solution for you. There's no right or wrong vision or answer here. If it's good for you, that's what's right. So window sets. Window sets are super useful for set workflow layouts or switching between these different set workflow layouts. So you can have the track panel where you want, or the mixer where you want, or the frequency metering where you want. Basically any floating window or window that can be floated can be set in a position and stored into this preset. And this will also work multi-monitor, so you can have one screen just for your mixer, or maybe a screen just for your video, or the sky's the limit. So set up your windows how you like them, go into View, Screen Sets/Layouts, save them there, set up your hotkeys, there you go. So next up we've got project templates, and these kind of go hand in hand with the screen sets as well. So they're useful to stop you from starting from scratch every time you start a new project. You can set up different project templates for different project types, like redesign, sound library creation, that sort of thing. So very similarly to the screen sets, you can set your project up to how you like to work, have all your tracks there, all of the plugins that you like to use, save that as a template, and then depending on the project type, you can open that template up straight away. So for a generic sound design template, I'll have a little palette section where it can essentially be my artistic palette for all of my sort of sound ingredients that I might want to use in the project. It'll also include any sound generation things that I may have created for the project, such as footstep generators or anything that requires different iterations. I'll have my reference section, so that will be if I've got video references that I'm looking at for a redesign, or maybe different assets that I may have designed in the past, or ones that I'm using for reference to design something new. Additionally, I'll have your normal sort of template features, such as different bus setups, like auxiliary buses, just to make sure the mixing process is a little easier. Bringing us on to shortcuts. Shortcuts, as if anyone needed an explanation, help speed up your workflow. So becoming accustomed with your own can save a lot of time and give functionality that you may actually have otherwise not have had. So it's worth getting really familiar with what shortcuts are available in Reaper, as well as what shortcuts you actually set up. I'd recommend looking through Reaper's community packages that can add functionality to Reaper that you otherwise wouldn't have had. An example of some I've set up are Q to set a fade in, E to set a fade out, A to trim left edge, S to trim right edge, D to dynamically split, F to reposition items, and W to set time selection. For me, having these set up to keys I like speed up all of my editing, but experiment yourself. You'll find yourself editing these throughout all of your projects, so always keep it in the back of your mind. If you're constantly doing something, it's probably worth putting it in a shortcut. And lastly, we've got FX chains and plugin presets. So plugin presets are preset settings for plugins, which, whether created by yourself or taken from elsewhere, can be hugely useful and great starting points. FX chains are saved preset combinations of plugins that can be useful for different processing techniques. This can be sound generation or mixing techniques, so really do experiment with these. They can save a ton of time, and if you again find yourself doing something over and over, save it as an FX chain, and then you've got a great starting point or direction for something that you know you already enjoy. For example, I've created a Serum Impactor FX chain, which employs envelope design in Serum to create an impact, or I can use my basic impact FX chain, which will sweeten a previously designed impact. Again, the sky's the limit, so go crazy. So there's my brief setup run through as far as Reaper specifics go. Obviously each area could be its own video, however I want to stick to the most valuable topics. Every category can be continuously built upon based on project and workflow, but that was the basics. The next video in this series will be concerning the recording or finding of sounds for a new library, putting into practice all that we've covered in this video, and we can continue to build upon it as well. So I'll see you there. Take it easy.